And I'm here to deliver that message to Arizona and across this country. I'm excited to be here in Arizona with some good friends. My chairman here in Arizona who's helping us out is a former congressman, actually from California, who's now an Arizona resident. His name is Frank Riggs. And Frank and I go way back. We were elected to Congress together. And we were part of a group called the Gang of Seven. Now, it's interesting because you hear a lot of talk about who's the insider and who's the outsider of this race. And I think it's really fascinating that here's the guy there's a guy that's from outside of Washington who was not a senator or congressman, not because he didn't try to win, but he just never got elected. But someone who was actually inside Washington, who was an outsider when he was inside. And if you have any question about that, ask Frank Riggs, because when we came to Congress, we came there and we shook things up at its very core. We went there and we exposed scandal after scandal, bipartisan scandals. Bipartisan scandals where Republicans and Democrats were doing things to undermine the credibility of Washington, D.C. and the institution. They had a phony bank that was allowing members of Congress to kite checks and have loans on the back of the taxpayer. And they had, unfortunately, we had members of Congress who were using their stamping privileges to make money at the House Post Office. And a group of freshmen went there and found out that this practice had been known for a long time, the bank scam. And there was a report every 2 years. But it took courage. It took a group of young folks, a group of young members who stood up and said, we don't care about the pressure from the establishment in Washington. We don't care that the leaders and those who have sway over your committee assignments and all the other things that have the quote perks of being able to rise in the Congress. We don't care. We're going to do what's right for the American people. And we stood up. We exposed that scandal. And there were a lot of reasons for the victory of 1994, the revolution, so to speak. But one of the principal reasons was that we exposed broad corruption in Congress after 40 years of Democratic control. And a 32-year-old member, along with 6 other folks, was willing and had the courage to stand up inside the institution and make the changes that were necessary. That's what we need again in Washington, D.C.